addiction. Almost 64% of women and 79% of men watch porn regularly. Shocking, right? But behind these numbers are real people, maybe even someone like you or someone close to you struggling silently, their potential stifled by an addiction that's easy to dismiss as harmless fun. Why are these numbers so high? And why should you care? Because this addiction can warp how we see others, fuel unrealistic expectations, and make it harder to build real, fulfilling relationships. While you're watching, you're not just passing time. You're wiring your brain to link pleasure with pixels, fantasy with fulfillment. But today isn't about blame or shame. It's about understanding, about starting conversations that can lead to healing and growth. It's about taking control back from something that's taken so much from so many. So let's break the silence together. Let's explore how we can free ourselves from the grip of porn addiction and build a healthier, more vibrant future. Are you ready to start this journey? Let's take that first step together. Understanding the impact of porn addiction goes way beyond just knowing how common it is. It's not just about the hours spent behind closed doors, it's about the subtle changes in behavior, the isolation, and the warped views of sex and relationships that sneak into daily life. First, think about the personal impact. For many, what starts as casual curiosity or a way to cope with stress turns into a compulsive need. This shift can transform how individuals perceive intimacy and sex, setting unrealistic expectations that burden real-life relationships. Think about it. How does it feel when someone you care about seems distant, caught up in a world you can't reach? Partners often end up feeling inadequate or neglected, spiraling into a cycle of misunderstanding and emotional disconnect. This isn't just about a single person's struggle, it's about the fallout that affects everyone around them. And what about the psychological toll? Watching porn regularly has been linked to anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. These aren't just temporary setbacks, they can lead to major life changes, affecting your social life, job performance, and overall mental health. Many battle these effects quietly, bearing their burden alone because of the stigma that shadows their addiction. Plus, the ripple effects reach into how society views things. Porn often presents a distorted, often degrading view of human sexuality. This portrayal can normalize unhealthy behaviors and attitudes among frequent viewers, shifting cultural norms and blurring the lines between acceptable and harmful behaviors. Particularly for young people, this can lay a foundation for skewed notions about sex and consent, perpetuating cycles of misunderstanding and harm across generations. Watching how this addiction affects the brain is like seeing a slow-motion hijack of one's willpower. Similar to substances like drugs or alcohol, the frequent stimulation from porn triggers dopamine releases, reinforcing the behavior and fostering an addiction pattern. Over time, this can escalate to dependency, making quitting a challenge that requires more than just willpower. It demands understanding, support, and often professional intervention. By looking closely at these impacts, we see porn addiction not as a series of personal failings, but as a complex issue that needs our attention and empathy. It's about opening up, having those tough conversations, and providing the right support systems that can lead to real change. When we talk about the toll of porn addiction, we're diving deeper than just everyday stress or bad habits. We're uncovering layers of emotional and psychological impact that can fundamentally alter how someone experiences life. Think of your brain as a garden where healthy thoughts and emotions should grow. But what happens when that garden is overrun by weeds? For someone dealing with porn addiction, this garden turns into a place where anxiety, guilt, and shame run wild, unchecked. The psychological toll is huge. Ever felt anxiety creeping in, fueled by secrecy and fear of being found out? It's a common first symptom for many grappling with addiction. Depression often follows, with shame and self-disgust taking root deeply. It's not uncommon to feel like you're living a double life, one that conflicts dramatically with your values and the self-image you aspire to maintain. This split can make you feel disconnected from yourself and those around you, spiraling into isolation and loneliness. The cyclical nature of addiction means that each attempt to quit might end in relapse, which can erode self-esteem and deepen feelings of despair. It's not just a battle with a habit, it's a fight with one's own thoughts and feelings. This emotional turmoil doesn't stay bottled up. It spills over into personal relationships too. Trust issues can emerge, intimacy may suffer, and partners might feel sidelined or compared to unrealistic standards portrayed in pornographic content. This can lead to further withdrawal from close relationships, increasing feelings of isolation and alienation. Let's also talk about how porn addiction affects cognitive functions. Did you know that heavy use can impact your ability to concentrate, remember things, or make decisions? The brain's reward system gets rewired to prioritize the short-term dopamine rush from porn over long-term goals and healthier pleasures. This recalibration can hinder everything from academic and career success to maintaining healthy interpersonal relationships. In essence, the emotional and psychological toll of porn addiction creates a shadow self-aversion of you caught in the web of immediate gratification, far from your true potential and dreams. Overcoming this isn't just about ceasing a behavior, it's about healing from within and reconnecting with the richness of life. Understanding these challenges is the first step toward healing. With the right support and strategies, it's possible to clear out those weeds, replant healthy thoughts, and nurture them into a thriving mental landscape. This journey isn't quick or easy, but it is a path back to a life filled with genuine happiness and fulfillment. Ever wondered why people turn to porn? It's not just about the allure of forbidden content, it's often about something deeper and more personal. First off, loneliness plays a huge role. In a world where it's increasingly hard to make meaningful connections, porn often steps in as an easy, no-strings-attached substitute. Think about it. When was the last time you felt truly connected to someone? For many, porn fills this gap, but at what cost? Then there's stress relief. We all live under a lot of pressure: work, relationships, daily responsibilities, and porn can seem like a quick escape. But really, what does it cost to use porn as an escape? It might offer a momentary breather, but what's the real price of that moment? Curiosity drives people too, especially with how easy it is to access online. It's discreet, it's immediate, and let's face it, it's pervasive. But how does satisfying this curiosity shape your understanding of normal sexual behaviors and expectations? Boredom is another big trigger. In those dull moments, it's easy to gravitate towards something that promises instant gratification. Think about this. Are there healthier activities you could do instead? Maybe something that could be just as satisfying or even more so? Lastly, habits that start in our teenage years can turn into regular patterns. Breaking these habits can be really tough as they grow with us into adulthood. Consider this. What are the early habits you're still holding on to? Understanding these triggers isn't just about recognizing them, it's about confronting them and finding healthier ways to meet our needs for connection, relaxation, curiosity, and entertainment. Each one of us has the power to redirect our choices towards more fulfilling and less destructive options. So, what's one positive change you could make today to start that shift? Breaking the cycle of porn addiction isn't just about stopping, it's about understanding what drives you to it and replacing those habits with healthier ones. First, figure out your triggers. They could be emotional, like feeling lonely, stressed, or bored, or situational, like being up late at night alone with your phone or computer. Awareness is your first line of defense. When do you find yourself reaching for porn? What feelings or situations push you toward it? If loneliness drives you to porn, why not join a club, a sports team, or start a new hobby that involves others? If stress is what gets to you, consider diving into stress management techniques like yoga, meditation, or just getting more regular exercise known mood boosters. For situational triggers, change your environment. If late nights are a problem, try going to bed earlier and leaving your electronic devices out of the bedroom. Installing software that blocks pornographic content can also help reduce temptation. It's about setting up barriers to harmful habits and making healthier choices easier. Replacing the old habit with a new, positive one is crucial. Every time you choose not to watch porn and instead do something positive, you strengthen your willpower and your ability to stay away from addiction. For instance, each time you feel the urge, you could go for a walk or hit the gym, call or meet a friend. Pick up a hobby that keeps both your hands and mind busy, like sketching, cooking, or strumming a guitar. Documenting your progress is also vital. Keeping a journal can help you see how far you've come and what strategies work best for you. Celebrate your small victories and learn from the setbacks without being too hard on yourself. Lastly, don't hesitate to seek support. Overcoming addiction can be tough, and it's perfectly okay to ask for help. Whether it's support from loved ones, joining groups, or seeking professional counseling, having a network can offer the encouragement and guidance needed when things get tough. Breaking the cycle of porn addiction is about making a series of deliberate choices, each one steering you closer to the life you envision for yourself. It's not just about avoiding the negative, but embracing the positive. What step will you take today towards your new path? Overcoming porn addiction isn't something you should have to do alone. There's a whole arsenal of tools and supportive people ready to help you through it. First, let's talk about some tech tools that can help. Apps like content blockers or filters can be lifesavers. They're designed to keep you away from pornographic content by blocking access to these sites. Think of them as a helpful friend who covers your eyes when you're about to see something you shouldn't. Tools like Freedom or Cold Turkey are especially handy because they can lock you out of the internet at times when you're most likely to slip, keeping you safe from your weakest moments. But tech is just one piece of the puzzle, right? The real game changer can be the support you get from others. Joining support groups, online or in person, gives you a network of people who get what you're going through. These folks are there to listen, share their own struggles and successes, and remind you that you're not alone in this fight. Getting professional help is also super important. Therapists who specialize in addiction can offer insights and strategies that you might not find on your own. They can help you dig into the root causes of your addiction, equip you with personalized coping mechanisms, and set up a recovery plan tailored just for you. If starting with one-on-one therapy seems intimidating, group therapy or workshops might be a good place to start. Remember, using these tools and supports can really boost your chances of breaking free from porn addiction. They're like building a team around you, one that helps keep you on track, supports you through ups and downs, and pushes you toward the finish line. So, what tools will you start using today? Who can you reach out to for support as you work on taking back control of your life? Taking real action against porn addiction starts with small, manageable steps that lead to big changes. Here's how you can begin. Start by setting daily goals. It could be as simple as deciding to go for a walk when you feel the urge to watch porn, or spending an hour on a hobby or with a friend instead of being online. Small steps like these can create big ripples in breaking your usual patterns. A structured day leaves less room for idle browsing. Plan your activities in advance, from work or study sessions to breaks and leisure time. Fill your day with engaging and fulfilling activities that keep you away from triggers. Use technology wisely, set screen time limits, use content filters, and keep your devices out of reach during your vulnerable times. Have you ever noticed how small changes in your environment can make a big difference in your behavior? Think about where you want to be in a year. You want to be completely porn-free? What kind of relationships do you want to have? Set these long-term goals and then break them down into smaller, actionable steps that you can start on today. Your journey to recovery might not be linear. Expect setbacks, but treat them as learning opportunities rather than failures. Each challenge is a chance to grow stronger and learn more about yourself. In wrapping up, remember that overcoming porn addiction is about breaking free from old patterns and embracing a new, healthier way of living. We've talked about understanding the impact of addiction, identifying your triggers, and using tools and support to help you along the way. As you move forward, think about the small changes you can implement today and the long-term goals you aspire to achieve. Every step forward is a step towards a more fulfilled and empowered version of yourself. So, what will your first step be today? Share your thoughts, connect with others, and start your journey to recovery. You're not alone in this. There's a whole community here ready to support you. Let's break the silence and break the cycle together.